And the Fire Wizard, you must now withstand the fury of my flames.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Hey YouTube, this is Firewizard23 and welcome back to the final episode of Let's Play Lost Kingdoms, where we have returned to Castle Grail, where the final 2 red fairies are held. This is also after going through several other levels and getting experience points for my just basically power deck at this point. You know, this is my most effective deck I like to use. But the final 2 red fairies in the game are actually in the very last chamber of Castle Grail. I just never checked the rubble after I fought Helena that first time. So let's just very quickly go through these fights again and pick up the red fairies, which will enable me to get not the I can now get the last transform card I need, but also I can get the final card in the game from Alexander. Got magic stones, doesn't really matter though. Let's just go. Let's just head to goal. We know where the final cards are. This has been a fun LP. I've had a lot more fun with this game than I thought I was going to have. This game, let's see, let's talk about how did I acquire this game? I got this game back in 2002. It was my first year attending my college for the second time around when I went to Linden State, and I had a friend there who was showed me this game. Like, this game's pretty cool, and I traded this game for him. I traded my copy of Super Monkey Ball for this game with him, just permanently. We just traded copies, and I've loved this game. I love how this game plays. I thought this was a really good battle mechanic. It's an interesting concept. I will give the game a couple of points off that the battle mechanics aren't perfect, though. I will give that off, and they did improve that greatly in the second game, though there are still problems that I see with it. I also have a problem that the game is actually fairly short, and unfortunately the second game is about the same length, and I don't... You could make this a little longer. Like, I feel like it just kind of rushes to a conclusion very quickly. Though I guess if you've... I would give it like 3 more levels. Like, if there's just not quite enough here, it ends up to a very short game. In fact, I think the box... The Lost Kingdoms box review, I think it says it's like 20 hours of gameplay, which really is kind of short for a GameCube game. So that would have to be the one major thing two major things I do rank. There are slight gameplay mechanic issues with the cards. I'd have to give the card usage system like an 8 out of 10. It's good, but it needed to be refined slightly, which they greatly fixed it in the second game. Second game, it's practically a 10 out of 10. As for the overall fun factor, I give this a 10 out of 10. It is a very, very fun and enjoyable game. But yeah, for the length, I do give it credit. Criticize it for the length of the game. I wish it was just slightly longer, because it does come to a very quick resolution. Oh, so as we head here to our last battle with Helena. Actually, no, it's going to be a second to last, because I have one more demonstration I'm going to do after we finish this up. There's a couple of cards I didn't show, for example, the Red Dragon, not to mention the 2 cards I'm going to acquire in this last exchange. Take Crystal Rose. There we go. Music? Music, I'm not really going to rate the music. It's fairly ambient music. They're not really trying to do much with it. Boss battle theme is pretty cool. I do like the boss battle theme, but it's fairly ambient music for the most part. It's nothing really special. And it's time for boss time against Helena. And then our Tiger Mages. And our Decoy Pillar. I actually get rid of her pretty quickly in this. Thanks to my Banshees. I just rape her with a pinch. It's really kind of abusive. There she goes. And of course, all her cards die when I kill her. You have Runestone, da-da-da-da, we don't care, next time we meet me, da-da-da-da. But before you talk to the king, check these rubble piles, because there are 2 red fairies in this room that I did not get. And I saw them on the map in the guide, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. In the Enchanter. By order of the Enchanter. Well, so originally she said she was with the Enchanter, really. King of Alonja did come here. So we have the 100th fairy. Open up the chest, finish that part, and let's talk to King Zelena. And that ends the level, and we have the final red fairies of the game. let's just grab these cards. Quick. Nice. Got the Wizard, the Will-O-Wisp, and the Stonehead. Let's head to Alexander and give him the final 2 red fairies. Oh, no. Well, first I'm going to actually head to Gerd, because I want to show off the last transform monster that I'm missing. This monster was encountered in the Grunfell Church, and you could have used the capture throw, which I will use the capture throw in the second game. It looks like I'm going to have no choice. I have to use the capture throw. And the Evil Eye becomes the Cyclops. X-Men Cyclops? No, not Scott Summers. Nope. But here it is, the Cyclops card. What does it do? Well, check this out. The Cyclops adds a special effect to all friendly monsters, for example, like poison, paralysis, instant death, petrification. It adds status effects to those kinds of cards that don't normally have those effects. So that's pretty cool. Let's head to the fairy house, give the final 2 fairies to Alexander. So I gotta wipe my nose here. Here's the other fairies flying around. Give him the 100th fairy. And he's got the final card for us of the game. The Doppelganger. Doppelganger, just independent monster, walks around the field. First thing it touches, it kills. Instant death. And it looks exactly like Queen Katia. Or Princess Katia. I don't know what timeline. I don't know exactly what point of the. Well, it must be Queen Katia at this point because, we can go to any level in the game. And look what happens when all the fairies go together. 10 of them yielded together to big fairies, and now look at the 100 of them all together. Interesting little build. Alright, so I do want to show off one final demonstration where I can show off the remainder of the cards I haven't shown off yet. And I'm going to use Helena's Coliseum, the Coliseum where you fight Helena to do so. Let's show off the Red Dragon. Looking for any card I haven't shown off yet. Of course, the Cyclops will be part of this. Where's Cyclops? Cyclops. Where is it? Oh, where's the Cyclops? There it is! Cyclops. I do want to show off the Doppelganger, but I also need cards that I can show off a Cyclops ability with. So I'm going to take my Lizardmen. Take some of those, and let's head to the Coliseum. Left. Yeah, I just kind of twiddle around. I'm like, oh, it's to the left. Left. There it is, the Coliseum. This battle actually goes really, really quickly. But I do want to show off these final cards that I have not shown off. And it's time for boss time against Helena. It's time for the Fire Dragon, baby. Check this. Grab some magic stones, send out the Cyclops. As long as the Cyclops is on the field, my sword, the swords of the Lizardmen is now being super powered. I just throw out the Doppelganger. And watch carefully because you're going to see 2 things very quickly here. The Doppelganger's out, so see Katia. Notice how my Lizardmen instantly killed that Demon Hound, and Helena was killed by the Doppelganger in 1 hit. That's because my Lizardman had instant death on its sword, and the Doppelganger killed Helena the moment it touched her. So that's awesome. And I get a 5-star rating for that because of how few cards I used. Grab some cards, and again we got the nice 3-fold spread. And folks, that's all. That completes Let's Play Lost Kingdoms for the GameCube. I hope everyone's enjoyed this Let's Play. This is every card in the game. Check it out. I have a complete card collection, which surprisingly is completely absent in the second game. I really do not understand that. But that's every card in the game. Let's save it up as a complete save file, because this could be used in the second game. I'm not going to tell you how, but it can be. So, this is Firewizard23 saying take care and bye-bye for now. See you next time.